Okay, we're live. Oh my god.
Oh my god,
That
that was
was
gold.
dumb.
That was gold. Alright, so
Oh boy.
welcome to the first podcast, boys and girls. Or
What up?
whatever you consider you. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Uh, horny.
What? Okay, alright. To be honest, that's a good way to be. How you feeling over there?
Oh man,
Okay.
I feel like I just ate a Philly cheesesteak. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, same.
Okay, alright.
Wait. Hang on. So that nobody comes in here and fucking, what up, my
Yeah.
boy? Alright, here. Okay, hang on. Let's just, bam, there we go.
Okay, here we are.
Fucking yikes.
Wow. What a start to a podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty great.
yeah, random question of the day. Is cereal a soup? Why or why not?
I would consider it a cold stew.
A stew.
A stew, yes.
Why though?
Because
why a stew?
It's not as thin or light as a soup.
But depending on how much milk you add though.
I mean, I guess the difference between a stew and a soup depends on the person.
Right, but I feel like a stew to me it is something that's like thick and like
Thick? Like with two C's or with Q's?
2 C's and 2 Q's.
Oh, thick.
Think about like Brunswick stew, dude. Like think about like the consistency of that, and then look at cereal. Do you want your weenies looking like? You know.
Yikes.
I feel like high key like soup. Cereal is a soup. Like 100% is not a stew. I feel like it's a cold soup, like a cucumber soup.
Yeah. Okay.
It's cold. It's a soup.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
But
another. Okay, I'll let Heavy finish.
it's not boiled. So how I'm wondering,
But
like,
cucumber
because soup is
isn't
boiled. Cucumber
Cucumber
soup.
soup is cold. Have you ever seen cucumber soup? It's
I've never
disgusting.
seen cucumber.
It's disgusting. You talked about it like it was so good. You
was like,
said
I
it's
know.
disgusting.
I'm gonna tell you it's gross. Okay, no, it doesn't count as a soup if it's gross. It's not a food if it's gross.
Have you seen this crap?
No.
Honestly, dude, like we
No, I haven't.
Look it up and just post a picture and
Okay.
the fucking video, whatever you do this. But
Okay.
goddamn, dude, it looks.
Oh, gross.
Insane.
It looks like a puree.
Dude, it's disgusting.
It looks like a puree
Um,
of cucumbers.
Oh, dude, this is
And
wild.
they drizzle olive oil on it.
Yeah, I'm watching
Ugh.
this video of this guy make it.
That's
There's like
gross.
oil.
Okay.
There's like
All right. I got another food related question.
enough of cucumber soup. Yeah,
I-
all right, food.
Okay. Would you consider shepherd's pie a casserole?
I would say yes.
Ooh.
I would be inclined to say yes.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
I know for me.
I would say no on the boundaries of the fact that if you take shepherd's pie, it's got a crust. No casserole has like a crust or a topping.
I mean, if it's made badly, it doesn't
bread
have a
topping.
crust.
Yeah, you're right.
If it's made badly, it doesn't have a crust.
Yeah, but like I feel like shepherd's pie at the same time is not. I don't know. I don't feel like it's a casserole. Like I feel like a casserole has like a cheese, and it's just like shepherd's pie just doesn't give me that vibe. You know?
I was at a store one time. I was at the Walmart I work at, and in the frozen section they have like those prepared meals and shit. And I saw a shepherd's pie, and I was like, okay, that sounds pretty good. And I saw that it had cheese in it, and I just put it back.
Yeah, I feel like shepherd's pie with cheese would not. Well, maybe.
I don't.
Maybe. If it doesn't have peas in it.
If it, I just wouldn't mess with a centuries old recipe like that.
Right. Well,
Like,
dude,
if it,
oh, okay, all right. Well, to expand on this question, do you feel like shepherd's pie is an old person food?
no, I feel like
You feel like
it's rustic. You know,
right
it,
because like I get shepherd's pie sometimes with the people that I work with, and
it's
they go,
it's
"What are you
an
old?" And
it's
I'm
an
like,
old
"No."
favorite. It's an old
Yeah.
favorite, but it has a lot of modernity to it. Modernity. There you go. It it has like a modern vibe to it. You know, like
Well, yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like it's one of those things that have been brought forward through time.
Yeah, it
That just
really
kind of last.
it's aged
But it's
well.
right, but it's also
Yeah.
one of those things that like if you take into consideration the fact that like you can make shepherd's pie out of anything over like leftovers. Like, dude, if you have peas and like corn and like potatoes and fucking meat of some kind, you can make a shepherd's pie.
Alright, so we making
mean-
chicken breast shepherd's pie.
Yeah,
Technically,
that would be
like,
fucking delicious.
Mm.
But would that make it a pot pie?
would that make it a pot pie, or would that make it a soup inside of a crust?
Ooh, is shepherd's pie a soup?
Is it stew?
Shepherd's pie
stew in
is
the crust?
Shepherd's pie is soup?
A stew, probably more of a stew in a crust, you know.
I
know.
feel like no, okay. I feel like to boil it down to like the simplest like thing, I feel like without the mashed potatoes on top, it's a casserole. With the mashed potatoes, it's
Well,
it's a
I
pot
think-
pie with extra
Can't you,
steps.
Can you have a can't you have a casserole with like thin sliced potatoes on top?
Yeah, I feel like that's legit, but I feel like it all pies. The definition of a pie, I feel like, has to come down to the top that there's some sort of breading, a dough that's been baked on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what defines a pie. I think that's why they call it shepherd's pie because, like, apple pie. Have you ever seen people cook apple pie without the fucking thing on top? It's apple fucking stew it down. It's no longer a pie. Get out of here.
It's a stew. It's an apple stew.
Apple stew.
Oh, it's
God,
gross.
dude.
That's-
Oh, Jesus.
It's okay. I will admit I fucking hate tomato soup.
Why?
I
Why?
hate the consistency
Tomatoes.
and texture of it. I
do you
hate
like?
it.
Do you like tomato soup or do you like? Have you ever had creamy tomato soup? Because there's a big difference in that.
No, I haven't. I've just had like Campbell's tomato
I don't,
soup.
Yeah, I don't like normal tomato soup. I will admit that.
You have to get the good.
Yeah,
that kind
if
of
you get creamy basil tomato soup, like from like Panera Bread or like somewhere like that, like it is super good. The only thing that I will say though is you kind of need something like a grilled cheese, like with like Munster cheese,
Yeah,
or, like something on the side to kind of add to the flavor.
You need some
of it.
cereal to pour in there.
Oh God. Wait. Okay.
Technically,
Wait.
I mean,
Stop.
think about
Okay.
it. Cereal is a grain. We use bread and we put it in soup all the time. Bread is a grain. If we put cereal in soup, it would be the
Okay,
same thing. If
wait.
Putting a grain
So cereal is the soup.
into
Okay.
Alright, we have to look
wait.
back to our first question. Cereal is the soup.
Wait,
Yes or
okay.
no?
Okay. So let's continue. Let's take this a step further, right? Let's say you have some leftover tomato soup and some slightly stale cereal. You mix them. Does it become a casserole?
No,
I don't know.
I say no.
Because
I say
a casserole is
say
like.
you just put Wheaties croutons in the tomato soup. That's disgusting. No, get your 14-day-old Wheaties out. Oh God. Okay. Jesus Christ. All right. So another like random question. What would be the absolute worst name you could give your child? A little bit more of a serious question, but
Cock magnet.
Hmm. I'd say slave.
That's pretty bad. On a simplistic term, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, um,
Hmm.
shit, this is a hard one. I haven't really thought too far into this one either.
Okay, okay. Let's make this a little bit harder.
Okay.
What's the worst name you could give your kid that's actually a name?
Ooh.
My
Hmm.
name with a junior on it.
Oh no. Oh
I
yikes.
don't want to be thought of as senior. No. I ain't no senior. I'm still a
Yikes.
child.
Well, I mean, if you really take it into consideration, um, here's
That's
the
just
thing: is like
unoriginal.
I feel like this is a hard question because there's two ways you can think about this. You can either just name your kid something outright horrible, or you can think about the meaning of the name and how it could combine. Because like if you think about it, if their name means like this is gonna be a horrible like example, like butt muncher, like, but their name is like fucking Christian something or another, you know, it's
Yeah.
like that could be horrible too, but he'll never find out till he gets older, or maybe he's in his room at fucking 1:30 in the morning going, wonder what the fuck my name means. And looks it up and finds out his dad was an asshole. But like
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like a real name, the worst name you could give your child is Ruby.
Ruby?
I don't I hate it.
Eh,
You know?
Gemstones and seasons in general.
Yeah. I mean, Autumn, I'm sorry for all you Autumns out there, and if any of you Autumns are gonna watch this,
Nano's
but
wife, Autumn,
Nano's wife in
who sold
particular,
feet pics.
whoever Nano's wife
We're
is,
we're
alright, first of
sorry
all, I
to
can,
expose you,
say,
Nano, but your wife
yeah,
your
yeah,
wife is a whore.
yeah, you know, I was going there, but I was just gonna take it one step further and just say you're crazy.
you
Um,
crazy
you're
my
mental,
boy.
and your name is Autumn, and I'm sorry that your parents didn't love you enough to give you another name.
Yikes.
But no, I feel like Ruby, um, I feel like it's just a bad name. I feel like
Dale.
Dale,
That's kind of cringe in my opinion.
but like Dale Earnhardt. I mean,
The
if
only acceptable Dale is Gribble.
What about Dick?
Like not
that is true, that is true.
not
Because if you think about it,
not
what
the
was it?
variation for Richard, like actually Dick.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
Dick.
Dick.
yeah. But if you think about it, what was it? Who did Game of Thrones? Who was the people that published Game of Thrones? What was that studio? Jesus, I can't think of it. Um,
Moist.
That's a terrible word.
That would probably be the worst name you could think of. That's
Hey,
fine.
Well,
moist.
I feel like that would be terrible.
Okay, so speaking of the word moist, while Exley looks this up, so one time I saw a pickup line, and I hope this has never worked on anybody. But the pickup line is, I want to make you moister than an oyster.
So this need to be out there.
Why does that exist?
Yeah, no.
Just imagine like going up to like some chick and is like, I want to make you moister than you'd probably get maced.
HBO, that's what it was. Okay.
You would probably get maced if you told someone that.
So HBO released like Game of Thrones, but basically to loop back to the point of like terrible names, there was a HBO series Band of Brothers, which I don't know if
I
watched
actually
before.
liked Band of Brothers.
Right, you remember Dick Winters, whose name was really Richard Winters.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if they would have just named him Dick Winters, that would be terrible. I would
Yeah.
hate that. Um, I don't know. I still feel like Ruby would be worse than that. Like I feel like I don't know. You're just kind of
A whore.
yeah. At this point, like I feel like I'm destined for the stripper poles.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I remember one time when I was in high school, there was a girl named Diamond. Guess where she ended up? A stripper pole.
Oh God.
Not to like stereotype, but I'm kind of stereotyping.
Right.
Not to be that guy, but I'm being that guy.
That's you know, but even still, like I I feel like we shouldn't 100% stereotype, but at the same time, it seems like if you go in a club,
They're all gems.
yeah,
I mean, all stereotypes are kind of based in some
right,
form of fact. They're not, maybe not to
right.
the extent of being stereotypical to all, but stereotyping
They're a
happens because it
stereotype for
exists
a reason. Like,
prevalently. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh.
what's up?
What would be the worst buy one get one free sale of all time?
Like, in terms of what?
What do you mean? Anything. Buy
Like,
one get one free sale of all time.
I mean, you could get like a coaster and a decapitated puppy. Like that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't, and they just like decapitate it right in front of you. It's like here's your free puppy. Like, what the fuck?
I don't want that.
I
It's the one I signed up.
I am getting, I am actually kind of getting disgusted just thinking about it. Like,
Buy one condom, get one needle.
oof.
Uh,
Buy one needle, get one condom.
oh,
I-
yeah, that
I'm gonna take this a step further into a little bit of a darker area and say children.
oh, yeah.
Oh,
I was thinking, like, buy one child, get another.
Yeah,
buy a leash
when
and
they
get
give you that child that's like angry and hates life.
just
Everything.
I mean, you could go to a pet store and be like, "Oh, I'm buying a leash. Congratulations, you get this furry." Like,
Yeah, oh, God.
Oh,
No.
I don't want it.
you
You have to
gotta
go to the vet and be like, gotta put it down. Something's
You-
wrong with it.
you gotta walk your furry and feed him.
Oh, no.
Oh, and you also have to please him.
Ooh,
Oh,
God.
no.
ooh, no. I don't like that.
Buy a leash, get a free furry, everybody. It's our promotional offer. You go to like Petco or something. Get this like
Petco.
blue fox. Yikes.
Pets are us.
You know, everything that's going on in like 2020 now, and just as a whole, a little bit more on a serious topic. How do we all, how do we feel about COVID at this point?
I mean,
Huh?
I've just been watching porn and going to work the whole time.
All right,
Like,
well,
I'm one of those workers that they say they have to go to work.
Yeah,
because it's
same.
important for the government.
same.
And I'm like, is it really though?
Okay.
right.
Okay, I have an actually serious question. It's like, not to say that yours wasn't serious, but like, okay, it's kind of a hot topic even still. Like,
Right.
okay, who was objectively worse, Hitler or Stalin? Like, we always say Hitler was. They were both bad, obviously. Like everyone says Hitler was
That's
worse.
solid.
Everyone
I would
says,
say Stalin.
yeah, everyone says Hitler's worse. Well, partially because he targeted like this one specific, ethnicity or religion.
Well,
And I would also say to some extent, it's because he lost. Like if he won, Stalin would have been like this like Satan dude, like
Yeah.
that no one like. If Hitler like won World War II and you went out with like a hammer and sickle, you would probably get shot. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well, I say Stalin's worse, and just for the main reason of the fact that like Hitler didn't kill his own people.
Yeah.
Like
I
as
mean,
long as you were German of some descent and you could prove that you were of the Aryan race, even though you weren't perfect, you weren't
yeah,
necessarily killed right then
yeah.
and there. Stalin killed his own people for
Yeah.
no reason.
Stalin was just
Yeah.
like, oh hey, my son's in jail now. Fuck him. Like,
Yeah, if you were a guy and you worked in the armed forces, it didn't matter what you looked like if you were working for Hitler. If you're working for Stalin, that still could mean, oh, you don't get a gun.
you better be
Right,
a
like
communist or you'll end up in
Yeah.
jail.
I feel like Stalin um cared less about his own people than Hitler did. I feel like
Yeah.
Hitler was, in the end scheme, a nationalist,
Yeah.
a very extremist nationalist, but definitely a nationalist. Had great pride in what he did,
Yeah.
which is terrible. But
Yeah.
he also was like, if you're German or Aryan or whatever you want to call it, I have great love for you. Stalin, on the other hand, was like, you looked at me weird.
Gulag.
Yeah.
Gulag.
There was no with Stalin there was no
There's no boundaries
there's no
of
boundary. There's no
right.
like, oh, but if there's
God,
no
we're
but
making
if
Hitler
if
seem
you
like
are
a puppy.
anybody less than me,
Right,
you are,
Yeah.
available
more
to kill.
And
Yeah.
and keeping with the whole Stalin thing, we all know that he was like a pretty crafty and sneaky dude. Like
Right.
that's kind of an understatement. This dude was fucking sneaky, like real fucking sneaky. Like to the point of where Truman was like, "Hey, Stalin, we have this nuclear bomb," and Stalin's just like, "Yeah, I know." Like and Truman was just kind of like, "What the fuck do you mean you know?" Like,
Yeah.
hang on a second. So, keeping with that, who like fictional or real? Who do you think compares to that level of like sneakiness and just craftiness? Like,
Any of the Assassin's Creed characters.
yeah, cause I mean, like this dude was fucking, and he was smart. Like this
Well, if you
Stalin.
really think about it, most people discredit people that are terrible people
Yeah,
like that, and they say, "Oh, well, they're dumb and they're this and they're that," and it's like Hitler literally made Mein Kampf. It
like
was a book that didn't sell. It was it
yeah,
was uh it was an idea that didn't sell.
like,
But then he took his book and he acted it out
but
page by fucking page, and he won.
but I'm just gonna say, uh, even if you strip them of all their political power and status, I would still rather have Hitler as an enemy than Stalin.
Yeah.
Because Stalin would like
Well, what do you mean
fucking
by that?
like
Do you mean would you rather have Stalin alive, or would you rather
no
have
like
Hitler alive?
like I'm saying if like
If
let
you strip them all of power, like right now, and you had a choice of like, hey, do we kill
no
Stalin or do we
what
kill
what I'm
Hitler?
what I'm saying is okay, like let's say like he's just your enemy, like he's someone you hate as a person, right? Okay, like he doesn't have the resources of a leader of a country, but Hitler doesn't seem like the kind of guy
Fight
who would
Hitler first.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Hitler
Yeah.
doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would sneak into your house and kill you and your family.
Right,
Like,
and like kill you while you sleep.
yeah, Stalin would just be like, "Sup," and just like shoot you with a suppressed gun and kill your children, just because he
guess.
can, like just because he
Well,
can, like
I feel like Hitler would try to manipulate people to do it for him.
yeah, he would try to turn your friends against you. Like
Right.
I don't think I feel like Stalin would outright kill you and Hitler would just ruin your life. Like
Oh no.
like Hitler would just make your life miserable, and Stalin would just like murder you in your sleep.
I think both of them would like just outright kill you. Not like outright kill you. I think, how do I put it?
Well, I mean, it's two black people.
Yeah.
Yes, outright kill you.
Stalin,
Oof.
Stalin would kill anybody. I
Right.
think that with Hitler, um, he he would go about it a
Hitler would
different
go killing
way.
you. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think Hitler would be the direct person to kill you.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he would probably send somebody. Just be
Wow,
like,
that's a deep thought there. I'm thinking like, damn, if Hitler or Stalin comes back to life, who am I getting rid of
yeah,
first?
yeah.
I, you know,
It basically becomes down to who would you rather have as an enemy for longer, I guess. Like,
right.
like, yeah, I would probably kill Stalin first because
yeah.
I, I
I
just
feel
I just feel like Hitler doesn't have that sneakiness that Stalin does.
yeah.
Because
I,
like
I feel like um, the reason that we were quote unquote allies with Russia was simply
necessity.
because of necessity rather than want.
Yeah. Just like, oh shit, there's this really bad dude in Germany who's doing a lot of fucked up shit. Oh, and
Yeah,
and Stalin's like, oh yeah, he backstabbed me, and then America's like, yeah, well they kind of like fucked up Britain and France, so I mean, yeah, we'll do this, and then like right after this shit ended, they're
yeah.
like, hey,
Cold War.
Stalin, you want to be friends? Stalin's like, nah.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend until he no longer has an enemy.
Yeah.
So,
Deep stuff. Deep
God,
stuff.
yeah, I don't know if I like that. I feel like I dug a wormhole real quick.
I feel like there's no good way to put any of that.
Right. I feel like either way you're being like, oh, well, now Hitler's good or oh, now Stalin's good, and it's like, no, they're
No,
both terrible people, but at the same
one's
time,
less bad. I mean, I wouldn't even say they're less bad.
I
They're
wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't even
like
go that
Yeah,
far.
it's just like you kind of back yourself into a corner with this question.
But
Like,
yeah, you kind of do. I
like
don't know. We should just move on from this subject before we go like Hitler's a hero and Stalin's the demon.
just be like,
Oh
Hitler
God,
sounded really
damn.
good right about now.
yeah.
yeah.
I
Hitler
think I
built
might
the
go
country.
meet. I think I might go read Mein Kampf later.
Hitler built the country, whereas Stalin kind of just ruled it.
Oh God, that's awesome. That's Jesus. All right. I feel like I'm gonna ask you all the questions, but this one's a good question. And what are two normal things that become really weird if you do them back to back?
Eat and masturbate.
All right. Why though?
I
Like,
would
why do you
say,
feel that's weird?
I would say it's the other way around. I would
Yeah,
say
I would feel like you
masturbate.
masturbate.
I was gonna say they're interchangeable. Like,
Okay.
yeah. So like,
Well,
I wouldn't want to like touch my food after touching my penis.
you like
Like,
wash your hands, right?
yeah,
Like, come
yeah,
on.
yeah. Like, but either way, just
I want
knowing,
to get this nut on my hands and then go eat some mac and cheese.
like, just
It's
knowing.
okay. I have a fork.
I mean, but like just knowing that you nutted like 5 minutes ago is just like, I
It's
don't
that
know.
it's that post nut feeling, where you're just like,
I'm
I
disgusted.
feel a little bit sad. But, I'm gonna go eat, like, just like
I feel like if you
be
bust a nut
sad.
and then immediately do anything else, it's gonna be weird. Like you can bust a nut and be like, oh, I gotta go take a shit. That shit's gonna be weird.
You're just gonna sit on that toilet thinking about what you did.
Like I haven't even had time to wash my hands yet.
Oh no.
Taking a shit.
Oh god.
I
Oh
don't know. I don't know if I
no.
want to touch that toilet paper on my
Yeah, right. I might have a butt baby.
Oh no. Okay, okay. So
Oh,
there's
God.
a pretty hot topic among men. Like
Okay.
my friends in high school would always like debate this shit. It's like they would always argue whether or not post nut clarity is real. I would say it
I
is.
believe it's real.
Yeah,
And
it's
just,
very real.
I would even take it as far as to say it's scientifically real. Just because of the fact that when you nut, releases endorphins into your brain. I think that's the correct term. Basically releases a chemical into your brain that sends your brain into overdrive. If you look at any sort of scientific fact of like how an orgasm works, basically like your brain fires way faster. It basically like a large amount of your brain gets used when you orgasm.
Our
And
podcast is not meant for children.
uh, we didn't put that in the intro.
PG.
No, our intro was what's going on, guys?
What's up, my homies?
No, but like honestly, I feel like the like orgasming though as a whole, fires more of your brain than you expect it to, and that's why your brain goes into this state of hyperactiveness. That just overall just goes, okay, I'm awake now. The fuck do I do with all this like mental capacity?
Go to sleep.
I'm just gonna spurt it towards random shit.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
Heard it here first.
Right.
Make sure you take a nap before you go play your Fortnite.
If you want big brain plays on Fortnite, post nut. Okay.
Or you could just be like,
we're gonna you know what? We're gonna come out with a video next week on how to get good at Fortnite. And it's all about masturbation.
and it's only gonna be on Pornhub. It's only gonna be on Pornhub.
All right, guys, my chemical imbalance is, starting to wear off. Let me go 15 minutes for a cookie.
Let me go post nut room.
Oh god.
Jesus
Oh man,
Christ, dude.
You just
better
hear this
than an
clapping.
energy drink, I swear.
You just hear this
Honestly, I
clapping
wonder
and
if that's true though. I feel
Is
like
it
if
better?
I wonder if nutting gives you a higher energy boost than an energy drink.
the crash is the same.
Well, yeah, I feel like the crash is the same, but post nut comes quicker. Like post nut crash comes quicker.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have an energy drink, it takes longer to kick in, but it lasts
The
longer.
post nut crash is like
It's dummy fast.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like right after. It's like, oh shit, what did I do?
Unless
And then you feel
Wait a
clear,
second.
and then it's like,
Hold on. I got a question though.
Alright.
If you nut,
Okay.
but before you pre-gamed with an energy drink, how long does your post-nut clarity last?
Forever.
Are you a god now?
Okay.
I feel like I
Okay.
could be put to death.
Have y'all ever played Team Fortress 2?
No, actually I have
Okay,
not. I've
so-
wanted to, but-
So okay, hang on. Let me actually just confirm if this is real or not. Okay, so they have a thing in Team Fortress 2 called Bonk Atomic Punch, right?
Okay.
So basically, the real world equivalent of Bonk Atomic Punch is like, let's say you mixed every energy drink known to man in one cup. Like, you had Nas, Red Bull, Monster, 5 Hour Energy, fucking whatever else,
Bang.
Mountain Dew, Max or whatever.
Right.
And-
Bang energy.
And you drank the whole fucking thing. And then you nutted. Not only would your heart be going like a million beats a second, I think
you would just die.
No, you would
Honestly, I think you would die.
You would
are
either-
we talking like max capacity, or are we talking like?
you would either die or transcend time and space. Like,
Well, here's the thing. Like,
You would-
Are we talking like a shot of goddamn a shot of vodka? That's not it.
you would transcend time and space because you're dead.
Well, this
Like-
is true. But, like, are we talking like a shot of like Monster, a shot of Red Bull, a shot of like Mountain Dew Max,
No,
a shot
let's
of
say-
like Bang, a shot of fucking Nas? Like,
Yeah,
Are we
yeah.
talking like a full like soda can worth
No, like
all into like a big vat? And then just like beer pong that shit, like or like beer gas mash that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just beer tube it.
No, I think the only way for that to be safe was if you did like a not
Like
even
shot about.
not even a
Like-
shot,
Like a
maybe
mixed drink.
maybe like a bottle cap's worth. Like,
Only fill up like a half a cup. Like to be honest, I
yeah,
feel like you could get away with like a normal size can. Just mix them all together.
you would be like the most powerful being in existence for the next 5 minutes you have left to live.
Well,
Like,
give me 30 seconds. Honestly, I don't think your heart's got that long. I feel like
All
honestly,
mixed in the same size can, then I
like,
think you'd be
well,
okay. But I
well,
mean, like
yeah, that's
if
true
you,
because I feel like all the sugar
it's
and
more
stuff.
the amount that you drink.
but
Right.
if you took like a whole can and mixed it on like a giant like trash can type deal, like a drum basically, and then
No,
like
no,
that would be enough for easily 100 people. Like maybe not 100, but like a large group of people. If you were to drink that by yourself, you wouldn't even finish before you like went into cardiac arrest or something. Like that.
Well, maybe. I mean, like, I don't know.
I
I guess it all depends.
I just know that I wouldn't want to be the guy drinking it.
yeah. I I mean, there was the guy who had a heart attack and had to have his like stomach pumped after what, like 20 Red Bulls,
Right.
something like
Yeah.
that. So
But
if you're
like, that's
putting them all
20
into
Red
a
Bulls.
yeah, if you're putting them all into a big old barrel, I wouldn't dare touch that.
Right.
Entire
You'd probably like it's probably like acid at that point. Like
yeah,
you dip
start eating
something
from the
in it and
barrel.
it fucking melts. Like
Now it's got that smoky whiskey taste too.
oh, speaking of whiskey, did you guys know that Mountain Dew was made exclusively to be mixed with Jack Daniels?
Really?
Yes, I've never tried it, and I've never heard anyone say it's
Why
good
is
or bad.
Jack and Coke such a big thing?
I don't know. I just know that Mountain Dew was meant to be mixed with whiskey. That's why they made it. And that's why you can find Mountain Dew in like the mixers section. Which is like when I learned that I
Can
was
you
like
really?
I mean where I work you can. Like but when I read that I was like there's no fucking way that's true. Like that just sounds terrible. Like Mountain Dew by itself is okay, but I don't know about adding Jack to it.
Like Mountain Dew's too sweet. Like it's all sugar based.
Yeah,
To add Jack to it, I don't know. I feel like
yeah,
that's a weird one.
yeah. I remember reading that and I was like, this is probably fake. Like I've
Has to
never,
be.
I have never read anyone confirming or denying that it's good or not.
Jack and Mountain Dew. That sounds awful.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I mean, someone has to have tried it at some point.
Maybe not.
They're just like, great, we made this soda and no one's using it. For its
Everybody's just drinking this shit and it's supposed to be a mixer.
Oh my god.
Maybe that's why it's got so much sugar in it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like two or
Maybe
three times as
it's
much
supposed
sugar.
Can
And
can you
background.
mix Mountain okay. Mountain Dew and whiskey go well together because Mountain Dew was literally invented to be a whiskey mixer. And you can add a squeeze of fresh lime for extra kick,
I could see that.
according to Google.
I could see that because like the this kind of citricy taste that it has
It
will
was
work well with
developed
lime.
in the 40s to mix with whiskey. Interesting. See, our podcast isn't all curse words and masturbation.
Slightly. I mean, because after I drink that whiskey with the Mountain Dew mix, I'm gonna go bust a nut.
And then
I gotta get my clarity back.
and
I
then
am made delirious by my streaks. Let me go get some post nut clarity.
and then you're gonna realize how disappointed you are with yourself. Oh
Oh,
no.
that's a really good question though.
What's up?
If you were transported 400 years into the past with no clothes or anything else, how would you prove that you were from the future?
My immense knowledge of calculus.
Why? Why calculus? God damn it!
Because I am bullshitting. I don't know shit about calculus.
Well, here's the thing. It's like I feel like on a more serious note, I would do something.
Okay,
Uh,
wait. Okay, wait. Let me add something to that question to make it a little bit more difficult. How do you prove that you're from the future without being executed?
ooh,
Without being accused of being a pagan or a
witch,
heretic?
right? A
Exactly.
witch or
How do you prove it?
well, 400 years ago, if we're in 2020,
That would be
what's
1620.
1620? What's going on in the year
Jamestown is what's
1620?
happening.
Year
J-
of
I think
1620.
that was like when Jamestown was like founded.
Dude, what the fuck are you on about, dude? Year 1620. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Um,
Mayflower left Southampton in August, so
yeah,
literally
Mayflower
400
arrived
years
by
ago
the tip of Cape Cod
on September.
with the Pilgrims and Planters. Yeah, this is all 1620.
Yeah,
January, we got this. Oh, May 17th of apparently 1620. You want to guess what happened?
what's up?
The merry-go-round is first seen at a fair at Philippos, Turkey.
I think to prove that I'm from the future, I would just outright invent electricity. Like like fuck that. Fuck Benjamin Franklin.
But like, do you know how to go about it? Like, you would have to do something you would
you
know.
yeah, and you to get the type of electricity that we have, their fabrication and metallurgy is just not where it needs to
Right.
be. Like
Like
you would
smithing isn't at a point that you can make
like
wires.
they
Or
haven't like mass production isn't for another 200 years. Like
right. With the what is it called? The industrial age
that
hasn't
yeah
even come close to
yeah
that.
that's still at least 150 years away. Like
Right.
and
Like
that
how would you physically be able to prove you're from the future? Like there's it's, I'm, they already have guns. They already have. Ooh, you know what you could do in theory is make something make metalworking would be able to make I think complicated enough parts at that point because I mean really not even smithing but like metal workers that make design on like helmets and swords and things
yeah
engravers could make intricate enough things that you could make parts for an advanced weapon,
yeah yeah oh
a semi-automatic weapon.
okay so
Might be able to make a vehicle.
uh
Ooh,
something that I asked my brother a while ago, and it really does pertain to this. So let's say we're gonna use 1620 again as an example, right?
right.
And you travel back in time to the year 1620, and you're given an iPhone, like a modern iPhone, full
Okay.
battery charge, and it has all modern knowledge stored on it. What do you do with it in the time that it has to charge? I would figure out a way to invent a fucking charger for that bitch. And then just
No.
and then
Here's the
would
thing.
you sell that knowledge to kingdom like France or England or
But
Here's
so
the thing.
you have the knowledge to charge it, but
Here's
how do you power it?
well. Here's the thing that I'm gonna nitpick at. If if you take an iPhone at its limited value, let's say this thing only has battery for a day or 2 days, or if you put it on max battery saving, maybe 2 days and a
I
half.
would min max that shit. I would just turn it on and
Right,
off.
right. But here's also as a thing, we're talking 1620 here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
People are still in an era that this type of technology and this type of thing would be considered um a a an artifact of God almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would be
Of
like
the God.
it would be like
Like
some
let's just get in their mind frame of. I
it
mean,
would
this is
be
the Roman
a
Catholic
gift
era,
from God basically like.
right? This is the Roman Catholic era.
Okay, yeah, so how do you keep the church's grubby hands off of it?
You wouldn't. You
Yeah,
wouldn't want to.
yeah,
You want to know why? Because
because
now you're chosen by God. You
yeah.
have everything right here. You can tell them the goddamn future.
Yeah,
You can tell them, hey, listen, you die in 1899. Well, that's
yeah,
200 years, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
You die 6 weeks from now, and they're like, bullshit, and then that guy dies.
yeah,
Like by natural causes, this guy wasn't killed. This guy obviously knows that this guy's gonna die. This guy's God chosen.
yeah.
Now,
You
what do
you would
you
be
do with that
considered a
power?
saint, like
Right. Now, what do you do with that power? You get into the good hands of the Roman Catholic Church and you become their top dude or whatever the fuck you want, and then you rob them.
hey, I hear you got the key to that Holy Grail room.
Right, and then you rob them. Now, I'm not saying I got anything against the Roman Catholic Church, but we're modern here, baby.
Okay,
I know everything that's gonna happen on which date. Like, I can tell where
I
somebody's gonna be.
I would invent modern firearms and sell them to the world's militaries.
Mm. But would that change the outcome of World War II? If we're talking 1620 here, think of um, uh,
Hell,
the
if
guy Himmler. What is it? Himmler? No, 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 H&K. We're just call it H&K for now. Think of H&K is already at a point of modern technology, and then the guy who made the MG42, which is from H&K Arms. Think if he's already got to the point where he's past this, and then his mind is going to be at the point where he goes, I'll make something that's better than the MG42. I'll make something that's better than a
I
Tiger.
I feel
I'll make
like
something better that's a Panther.
I feel like you could like completely reverse that whole era of scientific repression, like with just
Well,
an
honestly, I
iPhone.
don't think so. Because of the fact that the Catholic Church oppressed people to a point of them revolting against them and then taking it to a point where the Catholic Church was like, no, we're the right people, and just oppressing people and not caring about the Dark Age. The Dark Age came of a point of people just being so oppressed and so afraid to speak things that were fact, that were scientific, that were just proven by medicine and by just crazy theory at that point. Um, to be honest, I don't think there was anything that could be done because even if they had the knowledge of it, do you think the Catholic Church at the time would have given it up?
Yeah, I
They would
mean,
have used it to a way of being like, oh, God gave us this knowledge.
yeah, there's really only two ways that can go. Is it's seen as a gift from God, and
Well, that's the
and
only
then
way you could do that without
and
getting killed.
yeah, or you're branded a heretic and burned. Like those are the only
Well,
two, those are the only two. I feel like they're they're definitely not ready for that kind of thing.
right,
Like they're too limited in their thinking and perception of scientific topics in order to even begin to understand what the hell is going on. Like
right.
because it took some like 40-year-old dude who was already a like PhD to invent calculus and now they teach it in high school.
Right.
Like they're just not ready for that kind of knowledge. I wonder if that's how aliens feel about humans now.
That's an interesting
Because
question.
if you really, like, we could use our own history as an example. Just like, if if we were to take modern technology and knowledge back, even like 200 years, they wouldn't be able to understand what is happening. Not only would they not be able to understand what is happening, or not understand what's happening, they would probably try to fuck it up somehow. Like, they would ruin it somehow. So, if aliens do exist, do you think that's why they're holding out on us?
Yeah, I mean, I think that aliens could probably see us as a dangerous race to use knowledge
Yeah, because,
uh,
like,
because
even,
of our specific nature
yeah,
of
because
for
even, to,
screwing everybody over.
even, like, going back to the example of 1620, like, those humans just literally 400 years ago are primitive compared to now.
Right.
And 400 years from now, they'll probably be saying the same thing about us.
Right. They'd be like cell phones.
The fuck is this? Like, we have like holograms and shit.
Right. Why do
Yeah,
we need this? I could literally just
we have
fucking.
personal AI assistants.
Right.
Beam myself halfway across the galaxy or something. Like, yeah, so it's just like, it's interesting to think about it like that. It's like, because I feel that if you were to take, like I said, modern technology, it just wouldn't go well.
Yeah, I feel like if you take modern technology to a time like that, it just would fuck up history forever.
Yeah, there's just
You
like,
would not come back to the same
No, I
no.
feel like we'd be in an
future.
apocalypse age by now.
Yeah, because like everyone would be fighting over this god object. Like,
Right.
it would literally tear apart the Christian world. and,
It would tear apart everything until the known man at that point.
and
Every nation would be trying to get their hand on the cell phone.
yeah, we think of it now as like, oh, it's just a fucking cell phone. Like, yeah,
Right.
everybody has one. But like back then, that's literally like power. That
Dude, could you? Yeah, that's
that
literally the means to rule everything.
that is power. Like, literally, I know it's a meme at this point, but that's like unlimited power. like, like
I mean,
the,
yeah, you could, but I mean,
you
even
know about every scientific and historical event that's ever happened
yeah,
in recorded history. It's just like, hey, King Edward, I know you die in 10 years. Like,
Right. I
holy
know the
shit.
date you die. I know the hour you die.
Like, shit.
And I
well,
know what
then
you die from.
what sort of like what are you gonna start? Saying, oh, by the way, I know when you die, and you're dying in 10 years on this thing. You could completely alter how history works because you'll just be forever
Work.
in fear of that day, and
Yeah.
then he'll be ready for it.
Yeah.
And never dies. Then how does that change history?
He could just be like, meh, some crazy dude out in the streets yelling at me.
Right. You might just
Yeah,
kill
but
you in your spot.
yeah, you're more like, off with his head.
yeah. You dare threaten the king? And just fucking kill
And
your
then you
ass.
might spark a whole nother event, before the date of the actual king's death, and he might die earlier because of
Right.
you know
Yeah. It's
some
like,
group who believed you or something like that. If you had a group of followers that believed in basically your quote unquote godhood,
yeah.
Right.
And I feel
then
like another thing is like, you, let's say everything works out the way you intend, right? You would definitely gain a following. And then you would gain the attractions of the church, but not in a good way.
yeah,
They would probably like, he's a false prophet. He has this
yeah.
following. He doesn't know of what he speaks,
And
and
that just comes to another crusade.
it's like, yo, Pope Francis, I know you die in like 2 days, nigga. Like, like, calm down.
Yeah. By the way, Pope Francis, you got the TV.
You got that tuberculosis. Shit.
Want me to look in my little phone here to heal you? I'm sorry, there's no cure.
There is a cure, but you better call off this crusade. It's like he's on his deathbed. It's like, oh yeah, you really think I'd fucking help you? Like, you literally tried to have me killed.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can
Alright.
you imagine going back, let's say, back to 1640, 1620s, and
Mm-hmm.
having like a plane
They would literally think you're an angel from heaven. Like,
But yeah, you could just slap some wings on there, call it, paint it white. There you go.
yeah.
How could something white be satanic?
Because it has a Gao 8 minigun on it, and it's tearing up Paris.
what, what about the little hearts on the side?
I
Here's a
feel.
little bit of a funny question for you boys.
All right, what's up?
How many chickens would it take to kill a lion?
Um, are they fighting cocks or regular cocks?
I'm just saying, how many chickens do you feel like it would take to kill a lion?
One.
One?
Think about it. He eats the chicken, the bones fuck up his throat, he chokes to death.
Good point.
One.
Yeah.
One.
It could take as minimal as one, although
Let's say the lion doesn't kill it and eat it.
And choke to
Let's
death.
just say if they're just having a straight out brawl.
I could say as few as like 6.
6?
Yeah, because think
To
about it.
kill a lion?
Think about it. The chickens could just swarm the lion, and the lion's just being like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" Sensory overload, and is like, just gets
I
balked
don't
to
think
death.
so. I think you need like 20 to like 50.
I'm
I
gonna
feel
say
like that lion's
at
gonna
least
go
30.
ham. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna say that lion's gonna go ham and just try.
Okay. I have another silly question for you.
Hmm.
All right, I think we're getting like to the hour mark. I don't know. I'm not timing this. It's probably about that point, so we should probably start
Alright, we'll be okay.
wrapping it up at some point. Anyway,
Yeah.
so okay, another silly question. Let's say you're a teller at a bank, right?
Right.
What is the craziest way that you could see somebody robbing your bank?
Ooh, that's good. Oh. I feel like the craziest way that somebody would try to rob a bank, would I feel like the fake gun in the jacket thing is now the dumbest and craziest thing you could do.
Finger gun in your jacket.
Yeah, like I honestly feel like Hollywood may have like
The
put this in
old
my
the
head.
old gun in a beer bag type
Yeah, but
finger
like
gun.
you know,
Yeah,
honestly,
I mean,
if somebody walks in with a gun in a bag and points it at me, dude, I'm gonna laugh. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
I mean,
Why are you pointing this fucking ABC store bag at me?
I mean,
What do you want from me, dude?
you could be like that one dude who fucking like released thousands of ants in a bank and
Wait,
call.
is that a real thing?
Yeah, like I haven't fact checked this, but I read somewhere that some dude like released like these giant bags of ants in a bank, and it was just
Huh.
like, give me everything. I'd feel like, dude, what the fuck? Like you just made a huge mess. Like that's all you did. Like,
It depends on what type of ants
Yep.
they are. If they're
Yeah.
aggressive like bulldog ants, dude.
fire ants. Like
Yeah, that's gonna
those
fuck
those
somebody
fire
up.
ants are gonna be pissed. Like.
But I feel like his better choice would be with like release spiders or like snakes or like.
the news article says man robs bank by releasing 350 pounds of ants into a building.
And,
Jesus
and you gotta
Claims
think,
to be Ant-Man.
you gotta think, what is the
1.5
average?
million ants per pound.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the
525 million ants.
average weight of an ant? And then yeah,
Way less than a pound.
yeah,
Like,
so almost over 500 million ants in one place. Holy, that's like a sea right there. That's an ocean.
yeah, that's you can visibly see like an ocean of ants.
Like that would just be.
Is that considered armed robbery?
What would that be considered?
I don't think anybody's ever done that.
Because I mean, you're not. It can't be armed robbery because you don't have a weapon.
The ants.
Train the ants to go and grab money.
What if you just individually train the ants to go
Yeah.
get some
Go.
money?
It's like crawl over to like the tellers and just like start like taking like.
Would an ant be able to get into the register though?
Okay, wait. So
It depends on
that
the ant.
that begs the question: if you train ants to attack people,
Huh?
and let's say those ants do attack somebody and kill them, is that murder?
No.
I would be inclined to say yes, because
Not if you. It depends on like if you like release the ant.
because I'm gonna say this: if you train a dog to attack people, you're liable for the actions of the dog, right?
Right.
I mean, what's the difference? I mean, you technically
They're
did.
ants. Who the fuck is gonna train ants? Who the fuck is gonna go? Hey, little Timmy, bite me. I need you to do it a lot.
Like a real lot.
Right, like I'm gonna need you and all your friends to learn how to bite on command.
Like, what the fuck?
And how do you even get? Well, maybe you could. If you think about it, ants usually attack something that has the smell of another dead ant on it. So
This-
basically, if you don't know, whenever you stop an ant, it releases a smell that
Yeah.
ants can smell from like a mile
Yeah,
to like 2 miles away.
Just spray somebody with dead ant pheromones.
Right,
Like-
and they come charging towards it.
Yeah,
Like they come, they know what happened, and they usually want to attack whatever it is that killed that ant.
yeah, like I don't know, man, but I do think this is a good place to wrap up. Let's
For
see.
ant conversation is enough.
Yeah,
I feel like we've gotten to a point where we no longer need to talk about whatever the fuck's going on in the world.
we have covered the entire series of our podcast in an hour.
I don't know. This was a very unplanned podcast. Sorry about the very randomness of it.
This literally just like
We will work on it.
we went masturbation, history, ants. That's it.
I mean, we went from as serial as soup.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the whole food thing. Food, history, and ants. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about. I mean, honestly, that's what you should title the podcast.
I think that's yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Yeet.